Alright, you've heard a couple of verses of an instrumental I wrote called Tappin Blues, and in the description you'll find a link to the complete performance, and we'll do a little lesson about it. I tapped out 2 complete verses and 6 parts of the other verses, well, the main important part. Now we're in drop D tuning. So it is standard tuning, but the 6th string is tuned down to D. So you have a D. And we're using only 3 chords. A D chord, a G chord, 2nd string, 3rd fret, 3rd string, 4th fret, and the 6th string, 5th fret. And then 2 frets higher, it becomes an A. Those are the only chords we're using. And it's a tune in the monotonic bass, or the dead thumb bass. And I keep the bass short by muting with my right hand, or even with the thumb. Let it rest after you hit it. And that's an important part of this song. You'll notice it. Okay, another important part of this song is muting, and muting is important in blues playing in general. I think good blues playing is good muting, and I don't explain it in the rest of the lesson where you should do it and where not. I think you should use your ears for this, and knowing that it's important, and it also brings a lot of variations in your playing. I'll give you some examples. And the muting, I do that with resting my picking fingers on the string which I just picked, like this. With 2 fingers picking and muting at the same time afterwards. Okay, you can find a tablature for free at my website. There's a link in the description. So let's start with the 1st verse. Okay, there are not really big difficulties here, and you'll notice that in the tune, whenever I play in the G chords, you can find it yourself, well, you can improvise, and there are only a few possibilities. 2nd string, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 6th fret, and maybe together, pinch together with the 3rd string, and that's all what happens in this in this section. And you can use hammer-ons, pull-offs, slides, bends, and going back to D. Okay, let's do the 2nd verse now. So it turns around. And you can use variations with simply the knowledge of these positions. Also, you heard some variations on the G chord and the A chord. Okay, now how about the third verse? And I transcribed only the 4 first bars, which are the important bars, because it's there that the song differs every time you play it through. Okay. So here's C. Etc. So here's the only bass note we play with a temp in this song. It's just a little variation. And also you can use these positions to add some variations. Okay, let's do the verse D. So that was the Lonnie Johnson signature lick. I did a lesson on this lick, so I'll put the link also in the video description. And the third bar, where we do that second beat, where you pinch the 6th string and the 3rd string together, after you did that, you slide to the 4th fret on the 4th string, and we're damping the sound of the open played 3rd string, so that it doesn't ring after you play it. So I'm playing it, and by placing my finger a bit tilted, I'm muting the sound of the 3rd string, because it really doesn't belong there when you play the rest. I'll do it how it doesn't have to sound. See? It's not part of the D chord. It's a sort of running. You can use it to run it, but not to let it ring afterwards. Okay, now we have verse E, which is a variation of the second verse, but we go higher up the neck now. Okay, I'll play it once more. I think I didn't follow the tap right. Okay, now we have verse F, where we go into a sort of a bass solo. Sorry, we start again. It will be difficult here to maintain that muted bass, so don't worry about it, just play it. And those bass notes will ring out, so it will, well, it will not be obvious that you don't play it. Again, you can use these positions to do your own variations. And the thing is, when you're playing on your own, it doesn't matter if you really, you know, those first 4 bars have 4 beats each. So if you're playing on your own, it doesn't matter if you add a few beats here and there. So the old guys like Charlie Patton, etc., they didn't do anything but that almost. So don't worry about it if it's 6 beats or 7 beats or 6.5, 5.5, doesn't matter. Okay, also you can play this with thumb and index, or alternating with index and middle finger. Do whatever is comfortable for you. Okay, verse G. Again, typical Lonnie Johnson licks. If you have, well, if you're interested in these kind of licks, I have a few tunes that have plenty of these licks. Okay, and then the last verse, the H, is more Lonnie Johnson. Okay. What did I do more? I ended with I didn't transcribe that, but it's not difficult, with some boogie woogie figures. But I simply added the octave note of each note, bass notes I played. So it becomes for the G section, you simply go to the 5th fret. That's A. I can't remember. And then we repeat the first verse. And at the end, I end it with a lick. So it's like D7, second string, okay, what more need I tell you? After we went to G chord, you go back to D, and there you can play, well, whatever, some fill licks, and you can use, for example, and go back to A, or you can use whatever you can want to play in 3rd string, 2nd, 4th, 2nd string, 3rd, 5th, 6th, 7th, 1st string, 5th, 7th, 8th and 10, and licks around these positions. or variations of the licks we've seen before, for example. Or with the bass strings. Okay, that was about it. If you have questions, you can always contact me through my YouTube channel, and I'll be happy to answer them. And I hope you have fun with this. This is a great little tune where you can improvise a lot and play for hours with that thumb.